This is my journal, my creative process journal for gathering and gleaning information in order to better understand my own creative process and improve it. Basically, inspirations go here, and in the hopes that I learn something from them and become a better designer, the designer I dream of. This is me. I'm 22, I'm studying industrial design, and I love making cool short product videos like Apple ads, reading, writing, and sketching, reading my Bible, and working on creating epic products. In Derek Pilgrim's Teaching Creativity, he said that a journal is a vehicle that moves potentiality into a transitional process into the realization of a completed work. Starting this journal, I realized I need to understand a brief fully before starting it. I also realized that too much freedom can be debilitating. Through thinking about my design process, I realized that I also struggle doing the most important part of the project first, because I feel like it's so big. I read books like Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor E. Frankl. I learned how he sees work and how placing a greater purpose on your work gives you meaning. I shouldn't just make cool stuff, but rather I must find a deeper desire. On the podcast, Being Human, with guest Rick Rubin, he said he didn't know how he knows what he is doing, he just knows. David Lynch says that ideas are like fish because you don't create them, but rather catch them. The Bible also talks about this, saying that nothing under the sun is new, meaning every profoundly great idea is not something that you create, but something you find. I can take that pressure off myself as an artist to create the next big thing. I just have to be ready to catch it. This is what I call my creative dip. I usually start on such a high at the beginning, and then I feel ridiculously overwhelmed with too much freedom and the vast gap between my current skills and what I envision to create. I will only actually be proud of the work when I consistently work until I pass what my expectations set before me. Then after that, it's easy. And then one day, doing a who I am as a creative exercise, my deep desire and that thing that I enjoy the most is actually revealing and uncovering the hidden beauty in something. Revealing the precious gems that can help people. Now, when I was a kid, I used to collect rocks and gems. What I found so amazing was that I could showcase this cool, rare, valuable object. The inventions I create are just another form of this rock and gem collection. I'm showcasing it. I'm trying to create something and then showcase it. While I figured out this amazing trait about myself, I was still in my creative dip, not progressing with any of my assignment work week after week. Then my university supervisor told me he would see the talented individuals being surpassed by consistent people, time after time. Creativity and creative work will be a slog. It's laborious. It's a laborious process. You have to push through the dip. 25 minutes each day through the struggle, the idea will reveal itself. Then you will be ready to catch the fish when it comes. In 101 essays that will change your life, essay number 12 is on procrastination, and it talks about how you'll never feel ready. So just go do it. Push through the comfort, because comfort isn't real. It's just certainty. Our brains can't actually see the difference between good and bad. They don't understand it. They just know safe and unsafe. A good way to be inspired is by looking at people doing the thing you want to do one day, looking at what they've created and how they did it. Ralph Gillis is today the head of design for Stellantis Group. That is Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Maserati, Alfa Romeo, Jeep, Fiat, and a bunch more. This is him when he was my age, sketching, on a table in his house. He one day was bold enough to write a letter to the head of Chrysler at the time, asking to one day work there. They actually wrote back, telling him his portfolio showed promise and recommended design schools he should attend. It started with a letter and a whole bunch of car drawings. Can I write such a bold letter like that? He drew his way to his dreams, literally. These are my sketches of my project. I'm currently working. With these tools, can I draw my dreams into reality and become the inventor I've always dreamed of, showcasing my inventions to millions around the world. I did exercises of what am I good at, and what do I love, and Japanese ikigais. Susan Zontag says that she read a lot when she was a kid, and then started her own newspaper. The content was largely imitations of what she was reading at the time. She didn't create until she was 13, although she had started the newspaper well before that. She started writing her own pieces at 13. Creating is about years of creating, preparing, then one day actually using that to create on your own. Somebody else that I look up to for inspiration is Johnny Ive. I watched interviews of him, Stripe interviews with him, and I realized that he actually cares about his designs. He brings joy back into his designs. These things are not measurable. They can't be deduced to measurements, how smooth the surface is, from designing the package to make the user feel important, to creating the device in a way that will last long, that just works without the user even thinking about it. The interesting thing is that everyone watches many films, but ask them to actually make a film after they've watched so many, they won't know anything about camera angles, lighting, etc., and they'll struggle. Because when something's done really well, it almost feels simple. It feels like we can all do it. And how can I, as a designer, get to that place of creating something that is so well made that it almost looks easy? In the end, through this process of writing down and reflecting on my journal, through this half of the year, the first half of the year, doing my projects, I realized that I now know what my purpose is. It's to reveal the unseen, the hidden gems, and to catch the fish as they come.